Xander shops all the top term insurance companies to save you money. Get started at Xander.com.
I am a small business owner. I've been in business for about 5 years, and I've been doing pretty well financially for the last 4 years until January hit. And now a lot of the current administration's policies have hit about every single section of my job.
What business are
company.
you? Tell me about your business.
So I'm a consulting firm that helps to support humanitarian initiatives with corporations, colleges, and school districts. So essentially, they bring me in as a consultant to repurpose their furniture and fixed assets with charities around the world.
Okay. And I'm just curious, not trying to get into a political rabbit hole, but how are the current policies affecting your income?
So first off, we're a women-owned certified small business. So the DEI initiative, we took a pretty hard hit with that in January. The grants for the universities being revoked, that caused some cash crunches for some of the programs and some of the projects that they do traditionally over the summer.
Gotcha.
Funding for the public schools, obviously if programs are being let go or, Department of Education is, being restructured, all of those things, school districts are downsizing themselves and kind of wondering how they're going to have the programs that they need to take care of their students.
Right.
And then obviously the tariffs, which we all know that's a subject in and of itself. But
how are the
all of those factors combined?
Okay. All right. So bottom line is that money has dried up. What was coming in freely to pay for your consultancy services have dried up.
Yeah. And where I'm at right now is I've done, I knew that this was coming. So, as each hit kept coming into play, I kept restructuring, kept trying to shift things. I started laying people off. I changed insurance plans for benefits for the employees I still had, tried to reduce costs across the board. But now I'm at a situation where my husband got sick and he was hospitalized for 2 months, and he's also my business partner. So we're at a point right now where I'm starting to get work in queue for next spring, heavy in for next spring and potentially next summer.
Great.
But obviously that is not going to help me now because I have some pretty good sized bills that I still owe.
And how many full-time team members do you have? What does your payroll look like?
Right now it's just me.
Okay. So it's just you. What kind of debt do you have?
So basically, I've got one vendor right now that I'm about 140 days overdue that I owe him $60,000.
What's that debt for?
It's so basically, I work with third-party vendors at times. Some entities that I work with want an all-inclusive cost for my service. So there is some of my work that I do subcontract out. So.
I'm still confused how you took on $60,000 in debt.
Yeah. Did you get paid and then you kept it and didn't pay the vendor?
Basically, what ended up happening was over the course of the summer, I had to let all of my employees go. And so basically, in order to do that, I had to pay out all of their medical expenses, their insurance, their vacation time, and all of that. So by the time everything was all said and done, so that I didn't have the IRS on my back, it was either pay them or basically pay my vendor is ultimately what it came down to. So I'm in a situation right now where I need to pay them the money that's rightfully owed them. And also,
what's your total debt
and all of that? My total debt right now is $250,000.
$250,000. Where's the rest of this debt?
Yeah. So I've got right now I have $60,000 for that. I have a couple of vehicles on the company, which equal to about $90,000. I've got credit card debt for about $80,000. I have an office lease here for about $5,000.
Goodness gracious!
Insurance and all that other stuff.
Okay,
this is a highly leveraged business.
Yeah, this is crazy. Just a practical question: How much money have you laid it out? How much money you've got to bring in to cover the basics?
Yeah, I mean, I have that figured out. I mean, up until this year, I was bringing in I was grossing. Last year, I grossed $2.5 million, and this year I'll be lucky to.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, are you going to be able to take care of you and your husband?
Can you make all of your payments and cover all your bills right now as it stands?
And that's why I'm calling you guys, is because right now I'm at a point right now where I am realizing
So there's zero income coming in this month?
Yes or no? We're not getting a straight answer from you.
There is income coming in, yes, but it's what I'm looking for is I'm at a point right now where I'm just realizing that I'm not realizing, but there's expenses or there's bills that I know that I'm going to need to pay that I need to cover between now and April of next year.
So, and you don't have any contracts coming in. So how
either
are
we get
you?
contracts or we get a different job. And is your husband working now? Is he back to work?
My husband is back. I do have contracts, but as a small business owner, the contracts that are confirmed that are over 100,000 don't hit until next spring.
I understand that. I understand that. Yeah. I'm not talking about next April. I'm talking to a lady who's absolutely drowning in debt. And I'm wondering how you and your husband are going to pay your bills. I haven't heard anything on this call about how you make money between now and April.
And that's why I'm calling you guys, is to say, what are my potential options?
I know, but I got to get it straight.
I can start with this. We can sell the $90,000 worth of cars we have.
Sell the cars.
I'm guessing you're underwater on both of them.
Go get a job.
What are the cars worth?
The cars are under lease right now.
They're a lease?
Yes, they're leased.
Then where's the $90,000 in car loan debt?
Because that's when the leases run out. That's how much the leases are for right now for the contract.
Goodness gracious. Why do you need luxury cars to run a humanitarian consulting firm?
They're not luxury cars. They're used for transportation.
Like vans?
They're business. Yes.
Okay.
They're for business use.
Okay. And right now
we live in California. It's not cheap living here.
Yeah. Well, that's my next question. Do we need to move out? You're living in one of the highest cost cities in America. So can you do this business from elsewhere?
Where am I going to go? Because anywhere that I go, I'm going to have to provide 3 times my income.
Well,
and
again,
I'm a small business owner to boot.
I agree. I appreciate George. That's not the right question. The question that we've got to answer, and you keep saying, well, that's why I called you guys, and I got bad news for you. We don't make money for people. I can tell you.
I'm not looking to make money. What I'm saying is
you should be.
I don't want to go out right now and get a loan and end up with something like the gentleman who had mentioned that he had a ridiculous interest rate.
Yeah, we're never going to suggest you get a loan. What I'm saying is maybe this business needs to pause right now if you can't get contracts, and both of you need to get full-time jobs doing other things or 4 side jobs each in order to cover the bills during this storm.
Sell everything.
Which would be great, except that my husband is in rehab right now.
You just told me he was back to work.
He's back to work part-time, yes, but he's in a rehabilitation facility.
Okay, so then it's on you.
Yes, it's on me.
That's what we're trying to say. We're not mad at you, but we're sort of frustrated for you to go, Ashley, the fix here is you got to bring in some income now in the short term, or this whole thing falls.
And it may not be from your business if that's not a viable solution, which means
it isn't.
Use your skills to go do something else right now to float you until those contracts come in. Then we can right this ship. But right now, you built a house of cards with all of this debt that's mounted, so there's pressure.
And while we're at it, while we're throwing a lot of advice at you, but you got to get on the phone with this vendor and go, let me tell you my story. Here's what I had to do. Your story is the best policy, the truth. And I owe you, and I'm going to pay you, and I got this much coming in April, but you have got to batten down the hatches. It's an old phrase to get ready for the storm because you were in the middle of it. The winds are howling. And what we're telling you is you got to go get some income in for you and your husband first and foremost. It's just you as the employee now, so we're not worried about that. And I'd go to the vendor and I'd explain what's going on and come up with a plan. But I mean, we're talking about urgency, and that's all we got for you.
You might need to pivot this business if the grant money's all dried up and nobody's coming for you for the contracts. We're going to have to figure out another way to make this work long term.
Zander is the best place to find term life insurance to protect your family. Visit Zander.com for quotes today.